Sociologists noticed something strange about how children interact with adults. Middle-class kids, they negotiate, they question. They'll walk up to a teacher and say, "I think my grade should be higher." Working-class kids, they comply, they follow instructions, they wait to be told what to do. Same country, same schools, completely different behavior. It's not about money, it's about one thing parents do differently at home, and the research shows it starts before your child turns 3. Hey everyone, we're 3 Koi Fishes, a team of parents with over 80 years of combined parenting experience. We dive into pediatric guidance, we research it, and we share what parents really need to know. So if you're new here, welcome. And if you've been with us a while, let's get into it. Most parents believe that good parenting means providing the basics: food, shelter, safety. And that if you do that, your child will be set. That's not wrong. But 2 landmark studies found something that challenges that assumption. The way you talk to your child, the specific words you choose, the tone you use, whether you give commands or ask questions, this predicts your child's vocabulary, their confidence with authority, and their academic trajectory more than your income. Let me show you the data. In 1995, 2 researchers, Hart and Risley, published a study that changed how we understand early child development. They followed 42 families for 2.5 years, from the time the children were 7 months old until they turned 3. They recorded everything, every word spoken to the child, every word the child overheard, every interaction. And they found a gap, a massive gap. Children from professional families heard 2,153 words per hour. Children from working-class families heard 1,251 words per hour. Children from welfare families heard 616 words per hour. If you extrapolate that out, by age 3, a child from a professional family has heard 32 million more words than a child from a welfare family. 32 million! But here's what most people miss about this study. It wasn't just about the number of words, it was about the type. Professional families used more affirmations. Good job. That's interesting. Tell me more about that. They asked questions. They had conversations. Welfare families used more prohibitions. Stop that. Don't touch, because I said so. They gave directives, commands, not conversations. The ratio of encouragements to prohibitions, in professional families, 6-1. In welfare families, 2-1. That ratio, not the income, predicted the child's language growth. 8 years after Hart and Risley, sociologist Lareau published another study that explained the why. She followed 88 families across different class and racial backgrounds, and she identified 2 distinct parenting cultures. She called the first one concerted cultivation. This is what middle-class and upper-class parents do. They actively develop their child's talents. They enroll them in activities. But more importantly, they talk to their children as equals. Discipline becomes a negotiation. Why do you think that was the wrong choice? What would you do differently? Children are taught to question adults, to challenge teachers, to advocate for themselves. She called the second one accomplishment of natural growth. This is what working class and poor parents do. They give directives. Go do your homework. Because I said so. Don't talk back. Children are expected to respect adult authority, not question it, not negotiate, comply. Here's what's critical. Lareau found these patterns cut across racial lines. It wasn't about race, it was about class culture. The parenting script you follow depends on the world you are raised in, not the color of your skin. Now, before you feel attacked or think this is about shaming any parent, hear this clearly. Lareau herself refused to say one style was better. Working-class kids in her study had real strengths. They could entertain themselves. They had close ties to extended family. They were less anxious and less exhausted than their overscheduled middle-class peers. But there is one advantage that concerted cultivation provides that matters deeply for your child's future. the ability to navigate systems, to negotiate with authority, to speak up. And here's the good news. That behavior, it doesn't cost money. It costs a shift in habit. The behaviors that give children this advantage, asking questions instead of giving commands, letting your child reason through a problem, using affirmations instead of prohibitions, these are free. Every parent can do them today. So let's break down 3 specific habits you can change right now. Let's count them down. Habit number 3, replace directives with questions. When you tell your child, put your shoes on, that's a directive. It teaches compliance. Nothing wrong with compliance sometimes. But when you say, what do you need to put on before we go outside? That's a question. It teaches reasoning. It teaches your child to think for themselves instead of waiting for instructions. Hart and Risley found that professional families used questions twice as often as welfare families, not because they were smarter, because it was their cultural habit. You can build this habit today. Every time you're about to give a command, pause and reframe it as a question. Habit number 2, let your child negotiate within reason. This is the habit that makes most parents uncomfortable. Many of us were raised with, because I said so, and we turned out fine, right? But Lareau's research showed that middle-class children who learned to negotiate at home carried that skill into school, into doctor's offices, into job interviews. They could advocate for themselves. Working-class children who were told not to talk back learned to stay quiet around authority, even when they should speak up. You don't have to let your child run the house, but when they push back, try this. I hear you. Tell me why you think that. That one sentence teaches your child that their voice matters, and that skill will serve them for life. Habit number 1, the most important one. Use affirmations over prohibitions. Hart and Risley's data showed that professional families gave 6 encouragements for every 1 prohibition. Welfare families gave 2 encouragements for every 1 prohibition, 3 times the ratio. And that ratio, not the family's income, predicted the child's language growth and IQ at age 3. So instead of don't touch that, try let's look at this with our eyes. Instead of stop making noise, try I love how excited you are. Can you show me with quieter hands? Same boundary, different message. One teaches compliance. The other teaches self-regulation. So let's go back to where we started. Why do middle-class kids negotiate with teachers while working-class kids comply? It's not genetics. It's not money. It's habit. The words you choose, the questions you ask, the way you respond when your child pushes back. These 3 habits are free. You can start today. And your child's future, it may depend on them. If this video made you think differently about how you talk to your child, subscribe and share it with another parent. The shift starts with us. I'll see you in the next one.